Fire the YouTube if you have not already, because it's not going.
It's not going? What do you mean it's not going?
I'm watching the YouTube right now. It's not going.
I'm looking at it. It's saying you're live. What are you talking about?
All right. It says waiting. Still says waiting.
Still
says waiting.
How about now?
How about now? No, nothing.
I'm gonna say you're gonna get it on your phone in about 2 seconds, but about 10-second delay as to what really is happening to what you're gonna see.
No music has started. No, nothing has started. I'm live in the chat. The boys are riled up. They're all here.
Excellent connection. No, we see you.
We're live now. We missed there was no opening.
Oh, well, I apologize for that.
We're here. Start the show right now.
3, 2, 1. We're live. Hi. Welcome into a show that I didn't think was going to happen today because, boy, my nerves are fried. When you're doing things on your own and you have the equipment that is basically just ours to utilize.
Where's my glasses?
And you have it all set up with one apparatus, which is in charge of everything. And as you're going through and doing everything, you decide to be a klutz and you smack an entire huge glass mug of coffee all over the computer that is in charge of running everything. Like, my life is this computer. I can't do this show. I can't do the Daily Juice. I can't do anything. Can't do work. I can't do anything that I do without this computer. You would think I would be a smarter individual and just say, okay, no liquids by the computer. Matt, don't be an idiot. The computer wouldn't turn on.
Keep them away from the computers.
The computer wouldn't turn on. Okay. It would shut off for 15 minutes. It wouldn't turn on. I tried every trick. I was Googling things on my phone, trying to find out. It turned on, it stayed on, and we're somehow here. So how, by the glory of the universe, we are sitting here live today we're definitely on StreamYard. I know that. So we'll get the Sports Grid replay. How are you guys? If you're watching on the replay, you're getting a frazzled version of me today, but I am extremely happy that we are here. Good to see you, Dave. How are you?
If you people knew what was going on 15 minutes ago, you wouldn't believe any of it. But we are here. The computer is working. The audio is working. The chat is filling up as we speak.
Good.
The boys and girls are filing in. And I don't know. There's a lot going on. Hopefully everybody back in New York and all the skies and the wildfires and all that smoke and all that stuff is going to get taken care of. But I don't know if you felt it. I felt it. There was a big shake, quiver here in Las Vegas.
When?
This morning.
Really?
Just a little while ago. Yeah. You know what it was?
What?
J. Dow Betts landed here in Vegas. Mikey Awesome landed in Vegas.
Oh,
Tyler landed in Vegas. The boys are coming in one by one by one. And I was shaking. They're texting me like, did you feel that? I said, feel what? What are you talking about? He said, I just landed in Vegas. I said, Mikey Awesome, that was one of your best of all time. Their boys are circling as we speak. And they said, what's for lunch? And I said, I will let you know as soon as we finish the show. Then I sign on and see a spinning wheel, which I've never seen before. Started to panic a little bit. No panic. Call you. I've heard you do a lot of voices. You've had a lot of octaves up. Oh, this, that. You're like, I don't know what happened. I never have coffee down here. It's all over my computer.
No, the first thing I bleeped up. That's what I said.
Oh,
you called and I said, I bleeped up.
Yeah. I'm like, all right, what? Calm down. What? Yeah, you're like, coffee. It's a computer. It's up. Nothing's working. It's not turning on. It's fried. Okay, stop. Breathe. We waited, and then by some power,
you called me. No, you missed the whole me unplugging everything, me turning the computer upside down, me going upstairs and getting a low-level fan, trying to blow anything to dry everything off, me trying to Google everything, trying to figure out how do I turn the computer on or off? What's the best way of doing it? It's telling me to take the keys off the computer. I was like, I'm not doing that. I mean, all the different tricks and turns, and then I'm plugging it in and it wouldn't stay on. It kept on turning on and then turning off, turning on and then turning off. And I was like, this is really bad. Like, this is good. It was making a weird sound. Like
Oh,
the whole fan. Like I was like, man, this is like the old school computers when your computer was dying. That fan sound that would go when you had CD-ROMs. I was like, oh no, what did I do?
no.
And then as we're on the phone, I was like, all right, let me try it one more time. And it turned on and it stayed on. And I've not touched it since.
Was the best, like, as you calmed down for a second, and I was thinking, like, all right, I'm going to steal one of the kids' computers and I'm going to try to figure out how to get over there and drop it off. And you set everything up. We're going to do the show. And then I don't want you ever taking the keys out of your computer. We'll pay a professional to do this. You got to know your limitations.
Right.
It sounded like a bad idea when you said it. I'm not letting you do it. But then the computer came on and there was dead silence. And you and I together, very rarely is there dead silence. You guys have known that if you've gotten together with us. It was just dead silence on the phone. You're like, it's on. It's staying on. And I just sat there and you're like, I'll call you back in 2 minutes. I think it's going to work. Hang up. Boom. And then I get the text, log in.
Yeah.
And here we are doing the show.
Here we are. So we are here. We are live. If it glitches, if there's problems, let us know, but know that it's me and it was my mistake. The one, I guess, benefit of all this is that tomorrow our shows Thursday, Friday from Circa and Stadium Swim will not be using my computer. We'll be using Eric's computer. So we won't have to worry about me if this is a real problem today. So we got the shows.
Have you and Eric figured out what do I need to bring? Like
your mic?
Me? I just need to bring my mic.
Just before mic and computer.
Okay. My computer, just the traveling road show that I bring. Just bring my mic and my computer. Yeah. And we'll hook all in that you guys need to hook in and we'll be good.
Yeah. Tomorrow's going to be a really, really hard. Today is day 51 of the hard 75. Tomorrow's going to be my hardest day because I got to figure out, I got to get up at 6 a.m. to work out to be able to get down to Circa in time to get set up. And then we have all the festivities. We have the game and everything else. And then I'll work out at about 10 o'clock tomorrow night for my second workout.
Okay.
Tomorrow's gonna be a long day.
I mean, what's the workout at 10 o'clock? A title shot? What are you talking about?
45-minute workout.
At 10 o'clock?
Yeah.
Do you have any idea what the status of what we'll be doing at 10 o'clock? You're going to be working out, apparently.
I'll stay for the entire game and then I'll leave. After the game's over, I'll bounce.
Okay.
I can't. I'm not drinking, so like there's not going to be any late night festivities. Like, this is the one, like I said, it's going to be the one day where it's going to be not the easiest for the hard 75, but yeah, I can do a midnight workout. I'd prefer not to do a midnight workout, but whenever I get home, I'll do a midnight workout.
Early start on Friday. I don't know about late night. Right.
That's what I mean.
Friday, we can get a little bit loose. Like we can, whoever's staying, we can get together, hang out after, whatever.
Right.
We'll figure that out.
Yeah.
Thursday, we may have to just watch the game and go because we got to show up again and do it on Friday.
Kidless. As of Thursday, I'm completely free for the whole weekend. So I'm good. We got a lot of things. We got people coming in. We got the proxy service guys already contacting us who want to be a part of it, signing people up. So we got doing stuff there. But if you are coming to Circa tomorrow, definitely send us a DM so we can watch for you. We have a list of people. We're out of the 10 entries that Circa gave us for the show.
Passes, for tomorrow.
Well, we're out of that. But if you are coming in, we want to look for you and help you guys out. So definitely send us a DM and just say, hey guys, I'm going to be there. Either my account at Sports Talk Matt or the show account at Boston versus the book.
Right.
Let us know you're coming so we can look at you. I mean, the space we've got is going to be a little tight, I think, for how many people are coming in, but it is Stadium Swim. You can go swimming. I have no idea what country we live in right now because this is not Vegas on June the 7th.
No, we called in the San Diego Convention Bureau and had them bring us their weather for a couple days. We have a marine layer. There's a cloud cover. It just rained on my way over back home. Like it's June.
Cold. It's like legitimately Madeline woke up freezing this morning and went, what is going on? It was 62. Yeah. It was 62 degrees this morning in Las Vegas in June.
I can't remember a time. Meltz hit that tweet, and ironically, you quote tweeted him, and I under tweeted him and said, Meltz, come to the show tomorrow. You can come on and talk about Vegas or whatever you want to talk about. I'll reach out to him later via text and tell him to come down. But weather's great. The gang's gathering. For those of you that aren't here, we will miss you in person, but we will not miss you on the live chat on the show. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I believe it's Chef B. Don't be a bum. Hit the thumb. Hit the like button. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Do we have to talk about the A's?
We will in a little bit. Hold on,
Okay.
before we get into that, just a reminder that we did the proxy service announcement yesterday. The Brigade proxy service is now up. We will start signing people up tomorrow. I believe Tyler is going to be. I offered it to Tyler to be customer number 1, and he said yes. So I said, "Who did you want?" Because we're going to take the picture and we're going to post it, and we're going to say, "Here's the first ever Brigade proxy service customer."
Outstanding.
It's going to be BetSmart. So Tyler is going to be the first one tomorrow or Friday, whenever he wants to do it. We'll sign him up. So he's going to be number 1. I got a guy driving in from San Diego with his wife for the weekend that we got to get coordinated with. It's really funny because he's like, I'm coming in. I got to check with the COO, aka my wife, as to when I can. They're coming in for a birthday party
on the same program. COO.
So he has to figure out when he can. I'm like, we're going to be there Friday all day. So like, you tell us Saturday, Sunday, whatever. But so he's coming in. So he could be number 2 for people signing up. So it's going to be fun. I mean, there's going to be a lot of people who are now finding out about this, who have been reaching out, asking questions.
Got to be honest. How many people reached out to you and either said, great idea. Wow. How are you guys going to do that? My phone was nonstop yesterday.
I think
calls, texts, buzzing.
You probably have more than me.
Some guy signed up. He's coming in to get, I think he said 6 survivors and a circa millions or something.
Let's go.
He said, I'm glad you guys put that out there because you got a customer.
Yeah, that's what somebody said. I mean,
boom,
Dan Box coming in. The guy who said to me about coming in on Friday, he said, look, he goes, this is good because, and I'm not besmirching anybody, but he's like, you guys are known commodities in the media space. We know your background. We know you guys. So it's easier to be a part, just like any other advertisement out there. It's easier to work with people that you either know or know of. And so I had a lot of media people, a lot of East Coast media people DM me and say, this is a really cool idea, guys. I don't know if I'm coming in to do it or not, but if I do, I'll use you guys. I'm like, okay, awesome. So it's nice. And I got a couple of really nice messages from people who are here in Vegas who were like, you guys are going to kill it. This is really an awesome idea. It's perfect timing to start this right now. And because, the Survivor is opening up to have so many opportunities. I mean, you can get 10 survivors.
Right.
So that's like, I mean, you can have a whole group of people get together, a whole office get together or whatever. So, this is where your background in the book gives us a gigantic opportunity because you understand this stuff more than anybody else about how to do this, how not to gum up the works. Don't piss off the ticket writers, get yourself in and out in a good way for the customer, but also make it good for the experience for those behind the counter as well.
Trying to do it all. And the Brigade proxy service is going to be tied to this show, which is tied to our lives every single day. So, I mean, we're pretty open with who we are and what we do. So if there's any questions, just go to our Twitter feeds to start. Go, we're on all over the place on different, platforms and this and that. We appreciate every single one of you that tells someone that's coming out to Vegas, hey, do you know about this contest? They got these guys. You can get in the Vegas contest. You don't have to live there. Reach out to them. We'll help you guys, help people that want to do it. And
ask us questions. I mean, somebody asked me, a guy who watches the show every day, listens to the show a lot too. He came in and said, explain to me the contest because he's like, I normally operate with a bankroll between $500 and $1,000 for football. And I said, well, maybe this isn't for you. I was like, maybe you get a couple of buddies together and you do it, but don't feel like you're not in the cool club or something if you're not going to be a part of the Circa Million or the Westgate Super Contest. Like, it's just something, it's a Vegas-based thing. It's a bucket list thing for a lot of people who have always heard about it. The soybean farmer started it. The barista here in Vegas kind of cemented it, that everybody thought, wait a minute, it's no longer just a handicapping contest for the pros. I can do it. I could win this thing. And so it's exploded. And Survivor is, a lot of Survivor is luck. Just being on the right side of the right team when they, when you get stuck with having to pick a team like the Titans next year you just crossing your fingers, hoping that your team wins because you're out of options.
You got to have a little bit of skill too. I mean, you got to navigate the way. I can tell you this, for the millions, the best case scenario for the first timers, and I've told people this for years, so this is not a new pitch. This is not reinventing the wheel. This is what I've seen work best over the course of all this time. 5 guys, 200 apiece. Everybody picks a game. You get 5 games.
What happens if one guy stinks the whole year, though?
You give him crap.
It's like fantasy football. You just make fun of him.
Well, I mean, somehow it's the boy band, right?
Yeah.
The lead singer figures out a way to get all the picks, whether it's a group conference call where you hash it out.
Right.
And I mean, can you imagine if it was like, me, you, say like Dubsy, Newbie, and Chef Benny or something.
Right.
We got on a call every Friday, 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern. What's your game?
If somebody stands on a table for a bad pick, it's going to be, that's when it gets funny.
Right. That's
like,
what I mean.
I know they're going to cover. That team's going to,
okay.
They lose by 40.
This one's on you, but it's a deuce. It's 200.
It's not bad. Right. Yeah. It's not too expensive.
And you're involved in it.
Plus,
if you have a bad quarter, you move on to the next quarter. I mean, you got to pick 70%.
Yeah, the quarters, as I tell people with the million, like Survivor, I think has taken off because people realize how hard it is to go 70% through a whole season. So picking one team to win is far easier, or at least appears to be easier. First time they did this, what was 36 people split the pot?
Yeah, it went to full season. That's why they changed it.
They switched it up and added Thanksgiving and December and Christmas. And so like now you have a $14 million prize pool, but still people are more attracted to Survivor because it's easier. Now it's $1,000 to enter into a Survivor pool. But if you and a buddy can split it, it's entertainment throughout the entire football season. I mean, think about you. I've told people this before. You will be more in tune to the NFL than you ever have been before if you are in this contest. Either one, Survivor or the millions.
And you will get angry when you lose.
100%. But that's
when
part of it.
When you lose that Survivor, whether it's in week 1, 4, 8, or
14.
God, I mean
14.
16 or something.
Yeah.
That week after is so tough. Like you're like, I don't want to watch no football. I'm gonna just whatever. But it's fun. And the content is there. So I'm glad it worked out the way it did. The Brigade proxy service is going to be a big part of what we do this football season. And somebody was asking, and if you guys have any questions, just go to @Brigade Proxy, tweet at us, and we'll get to the questions and answers. And somebody asked yesterday, does everybody in the pool have to be here? Whoever wants their own individual entry has to be here. What you do with your group and all that other stuff, somebody's got to be here in person to sign up. So
someone's getting the check. Like hypothetically, if you and 4 guys get together to do a team, the persons whose name's on the team, they're the ones handed the money. What he does with that,
they have to turn in the money.
Yeah.
Ideally via cash at the book.
Yeah.
Cash for the proxy, and then you're in. And how you get to the picks doesn't matter. You got.
And then afterwards, how you break up the winnings doesn't matter.
It's all on you.
Yeah.
That the proxy has nothing to do with the proxy. Cannot pick up the money. Nothing. So
we'll pose with you. I mean, we'll be there when you get the check.
We'll have you on the show if you want.
Oh, well, that's the cool thing about us now with the proxy services. If you guys do well in the contest, you're on the show. Like if you win a quarter pole like Carmine did last year, or if you guys get yourself the booby prize, you finish in last place, there's a quarter last place prize. There's 3 of those or 4 of those. Yeah, 4 of those. And then there's the season long one as well for the last place prize. And even second to last place now is getting $50,000. So, I mean, you can go one way or the other, either be really good or really bad, which I think actually is equally as difficult to be really bad.
Question. It's equally as difficult. There's no doubt about it, but yeah, it's fun. And we're working with a real boss who's helping us coordinate everything and getting all this stuff set up. And, we'll make appointments. We'll take pictures. It's an excuse. Like a guy was on the fence. I don't know about these contests, this and that.
Yeah.
I said it's an excuse to come to Vegas.
100%.
And he was like, you know what? You're right. We'll make
idea.
plans and we'll let you know. Like, perfect.
Somebody wants to dictate the hat you wear during the pictures.
Yeah, Mitzi, I don't know why he even began with that, but like we're gonna have to have a premium charge for that because we're probably gonna be trying to wear BVB hats and stuff. So when we get this thing all set up for the fall, and you guys can, we'll have a bunch of hopefully models to choose from. You can get your own hats. Working on some custom design. I talked to a guy yesterday about some stuff. We're trying to get some logos on some things and see what that'll cost and give people an opportunity to represent the BVB all over, not just here in the chat or on the YouTube channel at Boston versus the book.
I mean, that's what
all over.
Yeah, Iveta asked the question yesterday on Twitter. She said, "Where do I go and get BVB gear?"
I know.
And it's just like,
boy, she's going to make it look good for the record.
We understand. This is on us. This was as I mentioned we announced it on Tuesday yesterday. We've been working on a variety of things. This is just the first one that got to the finish line. We've got other things that are going to get to the finish line too, that we're all, this is going to be the summer of making some announcements and making some additions to the show, things that are going to be add-ons that we're going to do this year that will help the brand grow. It's, I think what's interesting about this, it's taken on a life of its own in a lot of ways because I've always just been a talent. Like I've always just been a radio show guy. Like I sold and did marketing and did advertising, but it was always about my radio show or my whatever podcast, whatever I was doing. We are adding services. We're going to be adding different things that are going to be available to the audience and beyond.
Yep.
Because when somebody says, "Hey, where do you get the BVB stuff?" Boom, here you go. Hey, I need a proxy. Hey, here you go. Hey, I need some other stuff that we're going to do. So that's the interesting part about all of this is it's becoming more of a company and more of a beyond than just us being hosts, which is pretty cool. It's different and it's for the most part
a lot of work.
Yeah, it's a ton of work. But you and I have talked about this. We're not afraid of that.
Not afraid of it all. But
work is what we work is what I've.
We're gonna have to get hands to help with this.
Work is work, man. Build the army up, and I think it's, we've often talked about McAfee and what the path that Pat showed, but a lot of things that we're going to look to do with people who have been around us for a long period of time. It's when we have needs. I mean, look what Sonic has done. I mean, Sonic designed the BPS logo for us. I sent him a couple different ideas. Okay, I said, "Hey, try to do this." He spit it out in an hour. Here you go, boom.
We sent some prototypes and we texted each other and was like, "Hey, we need maybe this or that," and then boom, what?
That's it. There it is.
Boom, that's it.
SoCal yesterday sung. We have secondary logos from SoCal. That football one he sent was awesome. I mean,
fantastic.
I mean, it's
we can morph. Cool. We can have multiples. We can have
but
like it just came up. So I was like, "Oh wait, now we got to do this. Now we got to do that." So yes. And
so at Brigade,
you're spilling coffee on your laptop. Almost ended it all right there. I mean, it's unbelievable.
If you guys are in need, if you're coming to Vegas, you want to make appointments at Brigade Proxy, DMs are open. You go ahead and DM us. Tell us what's going on. We'll hook you up. We'll get you taken care of. I'll give you the whole shebang, the whole pitch as to what we're going to do for you guys coming up this football season. We start signing up people up tomorrow at Circa. Okay, like you mentioned, what happened last night? It's actually going on right now. What is going on with your Pirates, Dave?
They're down 9-4 in the ninth.
What
touchdown in the first inning? It was 7-0. You want a football reference? There you go.
0-3 on the run line on this current stretch. They are killing me.
So this is what one of the benefits of the show is that we have a lot of friends in the space and in the business. And I'm driving and I get a text from Merges. And Merges says, "Tell Matt that I'm out because this is 2 days in a row. I got in too late.
Yes.
I came in on the craps table.
We
like
talked
you said.
Yep. We talked
and
about
now
it.
I'm buried back-to-back days. And like Alvarez and him, they were talking and they said, well, they lost yesterday. They got that out of the way. Somehow they beat Keller. Not going to lose again.
Killed
and
Keller.
Lo and behold, baseball bro, they're down 9-4 and they're losing again. So
the beautiful thing is that because the A's lost 5-4 in the first game and then whipped the Pirates the next two games, their schedule is not easy. So this will bounce everybody off of it, and it will come right back on and be profitable again.
I feel partially responsible for this because when we went through our original go through the schedule,
you were
and come
very
up with
adamant
the
the
number of
Pirates were
wins,
not. You said the Pirates. Don't say it.
I said,
don't say it.
I was like, you know what? The A's will probably take 2 or 3 from the Pirates. I'll give them 1, but I said they'll probably take 2 or 3 the way things are mapped out. And I was like, oh no. I went back and looked at that and I was like, why did I say that?
So
and now it's going to happen.
Well, their schedule, they're taking 2 out of 3 from the Pirates, which is amazing. They play at Milwaukee for 3.
Which we gave them 1 win there.
Yeah. Then they're home for a 4 spot against Tampa.
Which we gave them 0 or 1.
And then they have the 3 games against the Phillies, and that ends the experiment.
Right. So they're going to end with probably 9 wins, it looks like.
You think they're going to get to 9?
Well, this is number 6 today, no?
No, this is number 4.
That's it?
We started May 19th against Houston when we started this. They won back-to-back games against Atlanta. They're winning back-to-back games against Pittsburgh. 4 wins. They have 4 wins so far since we started.
Oh, I thought there were 2 more in there. Oh, so okay, so it's going to fall 7 or 8 most likely. Yeah. Oh, okay.
I don't know. I don't know. It's
you don't even think they get 8?
I still don't. I'm not sure they win
another Milwaukee. They can go to Milwaukee and take 2 or 3. Don't think so. No.
Nope. I think they'll lose all 3 games against Milwaukee. Then they'll get crushed against Tampa, and then maybe take 1 against Philadelphia. I think they finish with 6 or less on this experiment. Because then, I mean, after that, they play Cleveland on the road, Toronto on the road, the Yankees, the White Sox. So, I mean, you can keep going with this. I just said I'm doing it until the end of the June 18th is the end of my experiment of betting this every day. 2.1 units. We're up 2.1 units. 11 and now we're going to go 11 and 8, up 2.1 units so far.
Roger Long in the chat, one of the senior members of the Brigade. Good morning. Good afternoon to you, sir. He just said, my buddy called me mid first inning, asked if he should bet the Pirates plus 6.5 runs. He did. His buddy did. And they all won or were winning because it's 9-4 bottom of the 9th. So the 6.5 covered.
Nice.
Raymaker Lou and all the bread men did the same thing. I was driving and he texted me plus 6.5. I'm like, it's the first inning. You have to take plus 6.5. Wow. Yes. So they're down 5. And it looks like they may end the game losing. No, not yet. So good to go. I think with the 6.5 is good. Listen, man, that happens.
Of course, it's baseball. It's ups and the downs. I mean, if I end up even a little bit profitable, making basically 30 bets on the run line, it's pretty good.
A lot of action.
It's a lot of actions every day.
I feel like it should be more, but you're right. It's better than losing, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's entertainment. It's fun, and
we helped create a phenomenon for a lot of people betting baseball in the betting space and different things like that.
We always say give us credit. I will say this: there are 2 different content creators who have been giving us credit for this, so I do appreciate
that.
When you say,
my man, that was great.
Come back and say, hey, somebody else as well. Come back and say, hey, well, these guys have been talking about this a ton. Congratulations. I don't know why Instagram is becoming, because I think Twitter is so crowded. There's a lot of people on Instagram now who are in the gambling space who are now doing stuff. Not like the females. I'm not talking about the women who are out there. I'm talking about the guys who are out there pushing a lot of Instagram sports betting content. I'm getting tagged more and more on stuff on Instagram.
Can't do it. I got enough going on with the Twitter. I can't do it. I just can't do it.
Twitter's where all sports gambling people live. It's spilling to Instagram now just because there's so many people who are now trying to get an audience, if you will, and trying to get it. I mean, I find it very difficult to post anything on Instagram or TikTok sports betting related because the algorithm doesn't work the same way. It's all outdated stuff. You see it all, it's not those 2 platforms aren't designed for quick information. It's designed for, posting a dance video that lives for 2 months.
My 9-year-old daughter's here. Hi, Kendall. Glad to have you in the chat. She said, actually not Kendall. Now that's her chat name. Kutch deserves better. The Pirates are trash. I mean, this is my 9-year-old. What is she doing?
She's right.
She's not.
She is right. Your team's not making the playoffs. I know you're getting mad about this point, but your team is not making the playoffs.
The NL Central's wide open.
They did. They overperformed in April, though. They'll come back down to earth. And they
what
are.
number
Quickly.
of wins the NL Central?
82.
Just 2 games over 500?
82, 83.
I think it's 86 or 87.
All right. I think a little less.
Well,
than
that's
that,
a reasonable number of wins. That's all I'm looking at is the number of wins. Just counting the wins.
Pirates winning 70 games would be a successful year.
Well, based on the over-under number, but
yeah.
It's June 7th. We could 85 or more now is what I'm going for. Forget that 66 is great.
I will. Wow, I don't want to say this. There's no way they get 85 wins.
Damn it.
There's no way the Pittsburgh Pirates are winning 85 games because Keller is going to go back to being Mitch Keller. Okay. You saw the beginning of the end last night of his dominance. Okay. The league has figured him out. If the A's are touching him up for that many runs, the league has figured him out.
He had no breaking ball yesterday. None. Zero spin on anything. It was flat.
11 runs being scored. The last time the Oakland A's scored 11 runs was against Kansas City back on the 5th of May.
Damn it.
The 5th of May was the last time they scored that many runs.
It's the first time they won on the road since April 28th.
15 consecutive losses getting snapped. And now they'll win back-to-back games on the road.
A's are getting hot, baby. A's are getting hot. Don't let them A's get hot.
A's they have 14 wins on June the 7th. A's are getting hot. Look out.
They're going to bust up some preseason football bankrolls if they keep betting against them. Books are, listen, a 6-game winning streak by the A's will make up the whole month.
Agreed. Kill every parlay, kill everybody. Yes, I would totally, completely agree. But I would be stunned. This is just beating up on a team cooling off. Brewers are still a much better team. Take 2 out of 3 with the Brewers on the run line. We're back in business.
We shall see. The Pirates, even in the days in the past few years when they weren't that good, figured out. It took about 8 years to figure out how to beat the Brewers. They didn't really beat them since 2013, 14, and 15. But I'm not really worried about the Brewers. There's a team in that division I'm a little bit worried about.
The Reds?
Oh,
you're worried about the Reds?
The Reds, they got these kids up. You got to worry about the Reds and the Cardinals. I still don't want to count them out, but boy, Konowinski, the Cardinals are playing some bad baseball.
What's the score in the 9th? People, the chat's talking about
not
the 9th.
Talking about it right now.
Are they rallying? Oh, it's 9-5. Okay, well, in 2 on, 1 out.
Hello.
Bottom 9.
Hello.
One more guy on base though.
Right now,
you bring the tying run to the plate.
If this happens,
what?
The Pirates come back.
Yeah.
Show might be over.
Why?
At the moment that it happens, because I'll be on the floor. The excitement I got on, and the chat's keeping me abreast. Thank you, chat. Again, live YouTube channel @Boston versus the book. Get in the chat. Watch the show with us. Communicate with us. Get down, baby. Stay there. Uh-oh. Okay. Sorry. Stay with us.
Can't do play-by-play, member. So we're what, 9-5 now?
9-5.
Reynolds singles, base scores, McCutcheon to second. Win probability for the A's is now dipping. It was at 99%. Now it's 88%.
Seen that happen before. Let's go, baby.
Win percentage is starting to go down. We'll see. If replay on Sports Grid, that'll be kind of funny if you guys
rally hat.
Just don't throw money up at a girl.
Love the rally hat. Whoa. Hey, what?
The home run
for you.
The Titans are the Vols, Tennessee Vols. I haven't seen that because they got knocked out, so we got unfortunately missed that opportunity to have that happen anymore. Yeah. But the cane walk with the pimp walk.
I saw the video that you sent. I didn't see it live because they got knocked out. But that,
what are we doing,
Coach?
Jacob DeGrom.
No, you cannot.
Yeah, right? No. So the Rangers are, by all the metrics. You excited now?
No, I'm good. Go ahead.
Okay.
Continue.
Bases loaded. Tying run to the plate.
Stop talking. Go back to DeGrom.
Why? I don't believe any of this crap. You can't.
I do.
Why? It's such a nonsense thought process. Do you think that my words have any impact on what's happening in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania at the moment? Nothing that somebody says 3,000 miles away will impact whether or not the Bucks are going to come back and the A's are going to blow this. This would be an all-timer, though, for the A's. If the A's blow this game, you're up 9-3 heading into the ninth inning and you blow this game.
Yeah.
If you're on the A's money line, you got to be like going like, come off of it. Like, how in the world?
What does your shirt say? The chat wants to know. Is that DLX?
DLX Boxing.
DLX Boxing.
It's the gym that I used to go to. Yeah, that I used to work out at all the time. The now pro gym in Vegas with all sorts of fun guys who are in there. Tiny little space with a whole lot of talent that don't go in there looking for a fight. you leave on a stretcher even if you get out, type of thing. I'm very curious to see what the Rangers do, because I was impressed that the Rangers won last night in the wake of the news that DeGrom is done for a year plus, because that's about as devastating of an injury for a pitching staff who in a team that invested heavily in him in the offseason.
Well, they invested heavily in him, but they didn't get anything from him. I mean,
no, he was good.
Starts in April. No, but it's not impacting them going forward because they didn't get anything.
Can they win the division without him?
That's it. Game over.
Okay.
9-5.
Double play?
No, he grounded into them. Pop up, ground out. It's over. 9-5 final. That's it. So it's nuts. I was on a phone with a guy today who we'll end up talking to, but his kid is in Major League Baseball organization and just had to be told he has Tommy John surgery. He has to have Tommy John surgery. So he's telling me this, and he's like, yeah, he's going to Dr. James Andrews to get his thing done.
Wow.
He goes, he just got it done, and today he's doing DeGrom.
Yeah.
And he was telling me about how it's become so commonplace. And that's the problem. This is the multiple, right? Like, is DeGrom one of those guys who's never going to be the same? I don't know. You can get it done once, and somehow it's like a bionic arm.
Yes, it makes it stronger.
It's better, right?
Because, I mean, you rehab it. One, the elbow was weak because...
Uh-oh. You're frozen. Oh, no. Oh.
1, 2, 1. Back?
Yes. I thought that was the ultimate coffee break right there.
Woo! So, the injury happens over time. So when it gets repaired, you rehab, you get your shoulders stronger, the arms stronger, and so you come back a stronger pitcher because of it. The second time is a rarity. Like, we don't have a lot of data and a lot of history with guys going through this for 2 times.
No.
And he was crying. I mean, it was tough to watch DeGrom's press conference yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, he started crying. He was apologetic. He felt horrible, but I think it's because he knows the rehab he has in front of him. And like, we often like complain as sports fans, like, oh man, like that stinks. Our team spent so much money in this guy and he can't stay healthy and blah, blah, blah. But there's a human being that's going to have to go through a lot of pain and agony again to get back to playing baseball, to throwing. And that's not easy to do when it's your job.
No, definitely not. This portion of the show's the medical portion of the show brought to you by Dr. Perrault of the BVB. Bromwell Camp just came in to chat and said they're 25-9 straight up after DeGrom's injury.
Yep.
Rangers are pretty good. That's a pretty good baseball team.
Astros are going to win the division.
I hold firm to that because it's very well possible.
Yep.
We have Big Business on Twitter, MC, who I don't know personally, but he's
all over me on this, so he can't handle my take. Every day the Rangers win, he DMs me and says, "Here's their record. Here's their record," and I keep on saying,
"It's not personal. This is what fans do. It's not like he can't handle it. He's just reminding you that they're 40-20." Which, again, we appreciate you being a part of the show and communicating with us on Twitter. That's what it's for. Just, we'll keep an eye on it. We're a third of the way in.
We're a third of the way in, and we have a lot of baseball to go.
Yeah.
A lot of baseball to go. They have – Simeon's been incredible. I mean, they've had some guys who have just been absolutely electric at the plate so far this season. And the pitching staff, the bullpen's been good. They're a playoff team. There's no debate they're going to make – in my mind, they're making the playoffs.
The Rangers.
Yep. They're going to make the playoffs.
Right.
Which of the 3 wild cards? I don't know, but I do think they're going to get one of the 3.
Okay.
I just think the Astros are going to wind up winning the division.
Wow. Gorov just came in, 1 star, said the Rangers are going to trade for Shane Bieber. Why the Guardians going to trade Shane Bieber? Maybe they won't.
They're out of it.
Oh, I don't know about that. Central's not decided yet, is it?
Nope. But maybe they got to reset. Maybe they're done. They're not
Well, maybe he doesn't have any time left after. I don't know. We'll have to take a look at that. I love when the guys do that. But yeah, Texas is going to be okay. This is you hopefully, as a baseball fan, you want to see DeGrom get back to health because watching him pitch is great.
It's fun. But it's ouch on a lot of levels. So
speaking of ouch, how do you feel right now with I was talking to you earlier today with all this moisture in the air here? My body, my back, neck, I woke up a little bit stiff like this today. You stiff at all?
I can't tell. I'm sore every day. I've been sore every day.
You're in the middle of the right.
I've been sore. I've been sore every day for a month. So I just
so now you're just used to it. That's good.
I just have to bite down on the mouthpiece to steal an MMA term and just go and do it. Yesterday I did a time trial for myself yesterday to see if I could set a personal record for running 3 miles, and I did it by 5 seconds. I broke it. And I woke up this morning and my legs were screaming. I was like, oh my gosh. So I went to the gym. I was like, normally I run in the morning. I'm like, I'm going to run in the afternoon. I can't run in the morning.
Okay.
My legs are killing me. So I just went to the gym and hit the bag for a while this morning. But yeah, the humidity is weird. That's the only way to describe it. It's causing allergies for me and my daughter. And it feels like it does in California.
Eyes are bothering me and stuff. And
this is California weather. This is not
stiffness. Is
desert weather. This is legitimately the ocean should be somewhere near us, and it's not with how humid it is around here. So if you guys are coming in, just FYI, it's going to be a different feel in Vegas this weekend. Nice, but different.
Right.
Not a big deal. So there's a hitter for the Marlins who's batting 400, 401.
Yes.
Do we ever see a 400 hitter for a year again?
LG asked a great question today on her Twitter account for MLB Network. She took one of the tweets of them putting out that he's hitting 401 now.
Huh?
What's more likely to happen? Him hitting 400 or the Marlins making the playoffs?
More likely the Marlins making the playoffs.
It's a closer thing than you think, though.
To hitting 400?
You see the way this guy bats?
Yep.
He is that lefty slap hitter.
Yeah.
It's
Ted Williams type. Just singles and doubles.
Ted Williams hit with power. This guy ain't hitting for power.
No, he's a slap hitter.
But he's
Tony Gwynn didn't hit. Tony Gwynn didn't hit for power. Tony Gwynn just hit. Wade Boggs didn't hit for power a lot. These are guys who just know how to put the ball in play. And with the shift gone, this is where you can actually go and be a hitter again. You hit the ball back up the middle.
I can't believe that hitters didn't do this when the shift was on and just lay it down the left side and just get him.
Because it's hard to do that at 100 miles an hour.
Well, it's not that hard for this guy. He's a really good hitter.
Yep.
Will anyone ever hit 400 again in a season? It's hard to say no because you believe anything's possible, but man, I don't think so.
So hard to do this. You have to be. Because the other problem is if you are, say you're hitting 420 in late August, you're going to start to get the Barry Bonds treatment. They're going to walk you or give you nothing to hit. They're going to, pitch around you in a lot of ways.
In that case,
walks are fine. I know for the average,
right.
but it's still problematic in terms of all the attention becomes on you. We haven't had a conversation like this. Tony Gwynn had a couple of years where we were talking about him hitting 400, but that is almost like the holy grail. There's Joe DiMaggio's consecutive game streak that is there. And then there's Cal Ripken's, all time. It's 400's kind of on that, see you later type of thing.
Joe DiMaggio hit streak 56.
Sorry. Not the place with hit streak. DiMaggio's hit streak is untouchable. Cal Ripken's consecutive game streak is untouchable. And I think 400 might be untouchable as well.
Joe Mogan said, who's batting 400? Who y'all talking about? How do you say his name correctly?
Ariz, I believe. Luis Ariz, I think is how you say it.
Ariz?
Arez?
I don't know.
Arias? Yeah. I try not to butcher last names.
I'm terrible with them.
I just know his
When
name.
I go on
just know he's
MLB
hitting it.
Network, I get the producer who tells me in my ear all the time, say it like, because I ask him, I'm like, how do you say this right before I
Right.
come on? Because I
Right.
want to say it right. And
But
MLB
he's
has a pronunciation guide
Mhm.
for all these guys that they send out. I haven't gone through it yet. So that's who we're
the
talking
Marlins
about.
have a
He's
very
the
difficult
leadoff hitter for the Marlins, and
Yeah.
he is unbelievable.
And he's helping this team right now going through their best stretch of the season. Marlins are a season high above 500. They're playing the Royals today against the worst pitcher in baseball, and they have a chance to really start to make some noise.
A rise. That's how you say it. A rise.
Thank
With
you.
the second syllable. Thank you,
Thank you.
boys.
Luis Arise. So
Tremendous chat.
so
I love
he's
you guys.
I mean, because Alcantara, right? It's difficult to, his name is very difficult to pronounce on that team. So
Can you roll your R's?
No.
Never
My daughter
could.
can. My daughter can. I cannot.
Same with mine.
Yeah, I cannot.
Can't do it.
Nope, I can't do it. So I don't know. The Marlins are going to be a team that I will spend a lot of time watching. Like, they are fun. They are, they are that little engine that could, but
It's frozen again. Look at that face. I spilled my coffee on my computer face.
you back? No?
Goodness.
Okay.
Yes.
We're back. That I
The
don't think-
look on your
that's
face,
not the-
if you go back and watch that one,
is good.
outstanding. You're
That's
like,
it. That's not actually that's what's happening before. That's just the internet. That's not my
okay, good.
StreamYard just has a very good job of clicking it over. So it works. Okay. There's two soccer stories I never thought in a million years we would actually be talking about, but both are pretty relevant to today in the United States. So Messi's going to play in Miami.
Okay.
I mean, this is the biggest star in soccer ever to play in my lifetime in America.
It's good. No?
Good for what?
Everybody. It's good for business.
I mean,
No?
I don't know.
Why? What's
I
bad
mean,
about this?
There's nothing bad about it. Let me just say it correctly. I don't think there's anything bad about it. I just wonder, like, is this a symbol that he's done, that he knows he's done, that he has nothing left in the
This is
tank?
what they do. They come here to retire.
So he just wants to hang out in South Beach and have a good time and not have to worry about, crazy soccer fans?
Do you know how much money he's going to get?
A lot, but not nearly as much money as the dude in Saudi Arabia is making.
This is a whole nother thing. I can't relate to this. You sent the things and I'm looking and I'm like, does that say what? He's making what?
Yeah.
What is happening? I don't know. There's too many zeros in that other guy thing.
I don't know. I'm excited to see it. It's obviously going to be a big draw in the beginning, right? But David Beckham, when Beckham came into play here, he was more of a model than a player. People knew who he was, but he wasn't like a guy who just won the World Cup like Messi for Argentina just did.
Is this the first time we've ever talked soccer for real on the show?
Yes.
Whitrock just came in and said, this is one for the record. BVB is talking soccer.
Because I think people are going to bet it. I bring it up because I think people are going to bet soccer more.
Because Messi's there, they're going to bet it now?
Yes, I do. I think it elevates every eyeball. I think casuals will watch it more, at least for the first season. They're going to say, okay, let's see what this guy's all about. I mean, if he has anything left in the tank, he should dominate MLS.
Okay.
Dominate.
So you think this brings the regular
casual
fan
to bet
into
betting soccer
MLS and into a reason to maybe bet it?
Yeah, to pay attention to it and bet it.
I'd push back. I'd say no. It might get a couple more people, but if they're doing it, it's not going to bring people from European soccer bettors or people that like Messi in, right? There's no
unless
question
there's like
that.
a really crazy streak where like they can't lose, and maybe guys who bet the Premier League will pay attention to it.
Right.
Otherwise, no.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
But I think people are going to pay attention.
Put it in the chat right now, you guys and girls that are watching. Are you going to bet a soccer game? If you're a soccer fan, are you going to bet a soccer game in the MLS because Messi's playing in the MLS now? Yes or no?
I think casuals will. I think people will pay attention more. They'll watch it more. They'll go to the games more. When he comes to town, get a chance to watch Messi in person. I mean,
Ryan K in the chat said Inter Miami is in last place in the MLS Western Conference.
yep.
So people are going to start betting on them or against them.
Maybe both. I don't know.
Oh my.
I just think people will watch. They'll pay attention. I didn't know what the Miami soccer team was called before this morning.
So they're called all these. They tried to like Inter Milan is a big one. So they Inter Miami. Inter Miami. What the hell does that even mean? I don't know.
Sporting Kansas City. I mean, all sorts of wonky.
Yeah, Sporting FC, this, that, whatever, all these things. Like, what are you people doing? The Sporting FC, Kansas City FC, something.
I will say this though. I do think it's cool that soccer fans. I like the scarf soccer fan thing. I think that's cool in football. Football fans in Europe.
The what?
The scarves that they wear. You've never seen a team scarf?
No, I have. I didn't make you for a scarf guy.
I think it's cool. I think it's a different type of. It's different than a hat. It's different than a T-shirt. I think it's cool. It's unique. It's different.
I love scarves though. Like when in a cold, I always wore a scarf. They're like, "What's wrong with you?" I said, "Get my neck cold. I'd like to keep my neck," and used to wear it like this, right up against, like because I got cold.
Right.
I didn't make you for a scarf guy. You threw me off again.
Well, here, why would I be a scarf guy in Vegas? There's no point. But in New England,
I can't remember the last time I actually owned a scarf or even had a scarf.
Maddie went to camp today with a sweatshirt on in June.
I was wearing a hoodie when I went for my walk today. It was cold. The wind looked like it was going to rain at any moment. I was a little chilly.
It really is dumb.
The house is freezing in here. Like
of course,
she don't understand. I said, can you please just?
It may be warmer just because the outside temperature is warmer than your house.
Correct.
May warm the house up.
God.
So this is just a funny little what the heck salary. So now there's a player named Karim Benzema. I think I'm saying it right. Benzema. I think I'm saying it right.
Benzema.
He just signed a 3-year deal with a Saudi Arabian team whose name I'm not even going to begin to try to pronounce. But it's a 3-year contract for $643 million. His annual salary is more than the salary cap of an NFL team per season.
Now, I just got an Apple News story update buzz tweet text sent to me. Lionel Messi signs with Inter Milan. Are these phones listening to us every moment?
You mean Miami, Inter Miami.
Inter Miami. Just now. It just popped on my phone while we're doing the show.
Yeah, probably.
That's
I told you. They're always listening. Always.
That's ridiculous.
So he's joining Ronaldo, who's playing in Saudi Arabia. $643 million deal, one of the biggest in the soccer world ever.
Al Ittihad.
Thank you. I'm not saying it, but
okay.
This is an insane amount of money for one player. But this is why I'm bringing this up, because we'll talk next a little bit about what's happening with LIV.
As soon as you're done reading this story, close this link because that's what's slowing your computer down.
No, I have one thing open. This StreamYard. That's it.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
That's all I have.
The lowest number of tabs you've ever had open for a show.
Correct.
We're setting records right now.
Just trying to keep. This is like duct tape, keeping everything together. I'm just trying to get through the show today. That's all I'm trying to do. We get through the show without being knocked off. We're an hour in. We've done. Oh, I literally jinxed it. Did I fix it?
I can hear you. Oh, he's back.
I fixed it. Yeah, there we go. I fixed it.
All right, go. Give me the soccer player salary.
But that was the computer. That was the camera, not anything else. It's more than an NFL franchise. It's more than a salary cap. What this guy's making per year.
Really?
The whole team. But the Saudi Arabian money is going to pour in. This is where the LIV golf story really should begin. It's got really nothing to do with golf. It's that Saudi Arabia has wanted its way into sports on the global stage for a while. So they're getting these star players to commit to come play soccer in their cities, in their country. And then they get to start to push it out. So the PGA now is taking their money. We've got Ronaldo taking their money. We got this dude taking the money. At some point, they're going to try to buy a pro sports team in America.
Akbar's mad at us. My guy Akbar, he says Ronaldo plays for Al Nassr, Benz for
Right. He plays in Saudi Arabia.
Stick to American sports.
Not the same team. Not the same team. He plays in Saudi Arabia. He took a contract to go play there. This guy's going to play there as well. These are two high-profile athletes who are playing in Saudi Arabia, taking Saudi Arabian money. And the influx of Saudi Arabian money on the global stage for sports has begun. And they have the potential to change everything if they want.
I'll take your word for it. I'm not a soccer guy. I have no idea.
But you're a football guy. You're a baseball guy.
I am.
Let's say Fenway Sports Group sells to Saudi Arabia, the Pirates. How are we feeling?
Going to sell the Pirates?
How are we feeling? Penguins get sold. Fenway Sports Group sells the Penguins.
Nothing has gone right for the Penguins since this Fenway Sports Group bought. So
I'm just saying, you're gonna have to. I think we're gonna.
I don't care. I mean, ultimately, it doesn't really, bother me. I'm not. It's above my pay grade of who owns the team and all that other stuff. I just love the sports, and I want the players to get as much as they can while they can.
They get a lot now.
You think this boosts all the numbers up?
Not. I mean, Saudi Arabian money. It doesn't boost it up in the same way that like. It boosts it up, in my opinion, because of the players. It won't change the salary cap. It won't change the way that the sport is structured, but we'll start to see more opportunities for players or individuals to go over play in leagues to play over there, but also sponsorships to over there. So just having their dollars in play can change a lot. I mean, they play on a different level. I mean, they as I said yesterday, they will never run out of money. Like, it's just that they have an endless supply of money over there. And if they want to direct that cannon at sports, there's no way of stopping the influence that will come with it.
Wow.
So it's just something to pay attention to. I mean, we have one soccer player making
wait till they start sponsoring shows and stuff.
$230 million a year. Like we're talking about
one guy.
One guy is making $230 million a year. Okay, it's one dude. It's insanity how much money we're talking.
Start practicing soccer, please.
Right? I mean, it's
the hell's going on here.
We talk about baseball players making 10. We're like, oh, or 20, or 30, or 50, or 100. This guy's making over $200 million a season for 3 seasons. I mean, the Oakland A's entire, this is the Oakland A's times 3, their whole team roster.
Man, oh man.
Like, he's making 3 times what Oakland's paying their whole damn team.
Comparisons are crazy. When you start to do it like that, nothing makes sense anymore. I saw that number and I just kind of went, I can't, there's nothing to relate to. I have nothing to even add to the conversation
in U.S. sports,
other than just hold my hands in my face and go, I don't know what's happening right now.
It really is something else. All right. Omaha Steaks searing hot take of the day. Before we get to it real quick, you guys, we told you yesterday about what's going on here, but your dad wants steaks. Omaha Steaks has got a new offer for Father's Day. You're going to go to omahasteaks.com. In the search bar, it's important here, search bar, type in BVB. Okay. When you do that, it will unlock Dad's favorite gift package for just $99.99, under $100, and they're going to throw in 8 free Omaha Steak burgers for doing that with the order. 60% off the Dad's favorite gift package. 4 bacon-wrapped fillets, 4 chicken breasts, 4 pork chops, 4 gourmet. The Franks are huge, by the way. Those hamburgers, those are gigantic. Caramel apple tartlets for dessert. Omaha Steak seasoning plus 8 free Omaha Steak burgers for less than $100. It's an insane amount of food. 60% off. Great value right now for Father's Day. omahasteaks.com. BVB in the search bar gets you Dad's favorite gift package for $99.99 plus 8 free Omaha Steak burgers.
Buy the meat.
You're going to say it? All right. So this morning in Massachusetts.
Oh, this is priceless.
Barstool Sportsbook was, can I say it, raked over the coals in a lot of ways?
They had a gaming hearing.
They had a gaming hearing about the can't lose parlay that Big Cat was pushing. And all of us in this space, when we saw it, went, wait a minute, didn't the commission in Mass just say you can't do stuff like this? And they did it anyway. They tested the water to see what exactly would happen if they ran with language that was of this type of offering in the marketing side of things.
Yes.
The defense for this, and Mr. Katz is Big Cat for Barstool.
Yes.
The defense for this was, when you see the odds, the location of the wager, it's meant as satirical, meant to be based on Mr. Katz's persona, not based on a gambling company saying this is something you're guaranteed to win. So what they're saying is, we're calling something a can't lose parlay, but actually we're not. And the comparison they used was Captain Crunch.
Hold on. I want to read it.
Okay.
I have the notes right here. And I mean, they started to compare it to cereal. Things like this. So my man Linehan is doing a great job reporting this at @RLinehan XL on Twitter. You can go find it. I retweeted the thread, quote tweeted it. It was amazing. But at one point, Soriano said, it's historic. It goes back to 2019 before the affiliation between Penn and Barstool. It plays on Mr. Katz's persona as someone who is a bad bettor. He'll say it can't lose, and it will lose. And then went on to say, when you see the odds, which you just read, the location of the wager, you can see it's a name that is meant to be satirical, meant to be based on Mr. Katz's persona, and not based on a gambling company saying this is something you're guaranteed to win. Okay. The can't lose parlay is now being compared with the cereal Crunch Berries. Crunch Berries is funny enough. A reasonable person would look at the ingredients of Crunch Berries and realize they're not real berries, as they would at the can't lose parlay, and realize it's not really can't lose. A gaming commission hearing in Massachusetts was just debating the can't lose parlay, and the guy brought up the Crunch Berries.
I mean, it's a decent legal argument, is it not?
Counselor, it is a good legal argument.
I mean, it's not that horrible. It's to say that the public has a reasonable expectation to understand this is not accurate.
Okay. Further along in there, it said 90% of the people who played it had already made a bet. And 55% of the people that made that bet lost their previous bet. So they know it's a loser, but they bet it anyway.
Which is a little bit
interesting.
That's an insulting type of comment, but
completely backhand. Boom, boom. That was a 1-2.
Say, if you're stupid enough to bet this, you're a bad gambler, and it's on you. It's not our fault that we marketed something that you're dumb enough to buy.
Basically, that's exactly you just said the quiet part out loud. Bang, bang.
Yeah.
The commissioner went on to say, I'm not worried about the 90%. I'm worried about the 10% of new bettors that don't know that this is a can't lose parlay and are going to go, Big Cat's cool.
Yep.
On the record, he said, I think he does a good show, but he's not a good bettor. The 10% people don't know that and just automatically bet it. That's who I'm most concerned about with this can't lose parlay language.
I mean, look,
that's a fair legal argument too, is it not?
It's a great legal argument, because if you have $10 bettors come in and you get 10,000 of them to bet $10, that's a nice little score for the book. So that's the problem, is that you have to recognize that there are some people, just in radio terms, we always say this, you're supposed to talk to the most ignorant person in the room. That's why radio stations say the same thing over and over and over again, because you have to assume that somebody's...
Say that again? That they're talking to who?
The most ignorant person who is in the audience.
Really?
The person who knows absolutely nothing about your radio station, knows nothing about where you're located, nothing about your talent, nothing about where you're from, any of that stuff. You're supposed to be able to dumb it down so everyone understands you're listening to 102.1 The Fan in St. Louis, Missouri. You have to recognize that and talk about it. That's why you hear repetition over and over and over again. because you have to assume that somebody is tuning in for the first time ever to your radio station. You want to make sure that either
every time you are on the air, that's the mentality.
Yes. This is why our show and the internet changes everything, because with our show, there's constant reminders as to what you're watching or listening to. You have to go to our podcast. Our logo is on your phone when you're listening to our show. Our logo is on the screen when you're watching our show. In radio, none of that happens. All that happens is the dial position. So you're having to constantly over and over reinforce it. So this is what you're worried about as a gaming commission when someone comes into the app for the first time and says, wait, that's a can't lose parlay. Oh, they're giving me free money. Doink. I'm betting it without having it's false advertising because the person coming in did not know the gag. So if everyone's not in on the gag, you can't do it. And there's no way of knowing that everyone's in on the gag. Even if one person doesn't know that this is a gag, that's still unfair to that gambler.
I love this show. No, I mean, seriously, I love this show because we're doing it, but I love this show because that was the most well-explained reason why this is a bad idea. This is not a bad idea. It had nothing to do with the gambling and all this other stuff, and you cycled it back. That was excellent.
I'm curious. Mass, I think, is going to hammer Penn for this.
Well, so now they have the hearing, and then they have the ruling later.
They go behind closed doors and figure
right.
out. That's what they do.
What did they say? This guy talked about crunch berries?
Oh, they don't. I mean, they already know. It's already. Right. I mean, it's all for show.
You think it is?
It's all for. They already know what they're doing. There's nothing that's being stated publicly. It's all the fact that they do the hearing for the penalty in private that's all I need to know. That they already know what they're doing. This is all just grandstanding and people peacocking and whatnot. They already know what they're giving them. It's probably going to be a $250,000 fine,
which Barstool will pay and Penn will pay in a heartbeat.
Yeah, so It's nothing, but that's what they've been giving out to people who have been breaking rules en masse.
$250,000.
Yeah.
That's the slap on the wrist, $250,000 fine. And like a lot of the books, guys I know that work in the books, they're like, we'll just pay the fine.
Right.
And we'll do it again. That's the bad part. It's not a deterrent. Although I think Mass is holding people's feet to the fire.
Yeah. They're
or better than anybody in the United States.
Well, because they like the money. Mass likes to fine people. They're like the NBA. Remember when Adam Silver used to hand out Mark Cuban could fine every game for you running around? They love the money. It's the same thing. The league knew that Mark Cuban would pay the fine. They didn't care. The state knows that the books will pay the fine and not care. So it's just hey, it's like the speed traps you see at the end of the month. It's just you need some money.
They're doing that in the middle of the month here now, by the way.
They're doing it outside my house right now.
15, 16, 17. Yeah, it's the first week, and then it's in the middle, 14, 15, 16, 17. It must be the new pay period or whatever, and then at the end of the month. You be very careful. If you're driving here in Vegas, boys, slow it down.
Careful. Motorcycle cops are everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah. They're the ones who nail people because you don't see them. They're just tucked behind a corner and they just got their gun and dunk and you're done. So yeah, they're out in force today around my house, but that's just what they're doing. I mean,
that speed limit over there it's not. You got a low speed limit where you're
30.
At. You better slow down.
Oh, 30. Yeah. They don't play around. It's slow.
Come on that one street over there. It goes to 25 or 30, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
By the school, it's 20. You got to be real careful.
School zones are just ring up the register. That's no
Ding. So no school in session. All right, let's talk about tonight. Game 3, NBA Finals. Nuggets are seeing some more action. Numbers up to -3 for tonight. Heat have been very good in these playoffs. ATS at home, very good this season at home.
Yeah.
You back on the Heat train tonight?
I am. Fall for it. Why
I'm
not? You're not?
Mm-mm.
Nuggets, you're sticking with this?
Yeah. Gonna go with my first read.
Yeah, I like Heat tonight. And then
they can't shoot the way they shot in game 2.
No, definitely. I mean, they can't. There's no way.
And if they don't, they lose. They shot that hot. They shot that hot and won by 3.
Felt like they were hanging on too.
48% for the game, 64% in the fourth quarter. I think they shot.
Yeah,
and won by 3.
Yeah,
they won't shoot again like that. And Denver, I think you're going to see a different Denver team tonight than what we saw in game 2. More game 1 than less game 2. This series might come down to the role players. It really might.
Doesn't it usually?
Okay, I found this on.
Sorry.
Was that Siri?
Yeah, my computer is still a little funky.
What's
I don't know. She just fired on her own. But because
ask her who she likes. Siri, who do you like tonight?
I think Jokic becomes the passer tonight. The props are saying that too, because his point total is only 28.5. He scored 40 and it went from 27.5 to 28.5. It didn't skyrocket to 31 or something from his points perspective, but his assist numbers are high.
Right.
I think he's the facilitator tonight. I think he tries to get everybody else in action tonight. I think he tries to find Aaron Gordon. Maybe Michael Porter Jr. is finally due to hit a 3 and look like a shooter again. And I think the threes that went down, the jump shooters for Miami, yes, role players play better at home. So you would think that Duncan Robinson and whatnot would shoot better, Vincent and company. But I think this looks like game 1 to me. I like the under. In this
under?
Game. Yep.
I like under too.
It's going up. I'm scared of it. I have a play in the first half versus the game. I'm a little scared of a third or fourth quarter eruption, and it goes over.
Biggie J27 just came in the chat and said the game has to go under, right? ? I think so.
Yeah. I like the first half under, but the game under as well.
First half under, thinking what? Both teams?
Slow start, tight, better defense from Denver.
Denver has to play better defense after that fourth.
Malone has been talking about it. He preached it yesterday. Discipline, because they got lost. They allowed shooters in game 2 to float and get free. Right. And they burned them. I think you'll see a much different effort defensively out of Denver tonight. Early, at least. Spoelstra's great at halftime adjustments, so I think he will adjust at half. But I think in the first half, I think Denver's defense can keep Miami down. Miami does not score a ton of points at home, about 56 points at home, 59 points on the road in the first half on average for Denver.
Boys and girls, question for the chat. Money line, just win or lose. DEN or MIA?
Ooh.
Who you taking tonight? You get one pick. You got to pick it straight up. I'm curious. I mean, because this is it's a small number and it's steaming today. Mergers did say to let you know that he's off the A's bandwagon, but he's on the Heat bandwagon.
Okay, that's fine.
So
better bandwagon is they get on the Marlins bandwagon and fade the Royals. If you want off the A's, fade the Royals. So if you want a bandwagon to get off of, get on fading the Royals, because the Royals are going to turn into the A's here pretty quick.
Wow. The chat has caught up to the show. Denver. CBW, ODU had to, because Mikey Awesome is here, probably not watching the show live. Thank you, CBW. Guys, not one Miami? Not one. Wow. Paulo Da Silva, I see you, man. I see you on Twitter too, working. Keep doing what you're doing, kid. I like that. Wow, Perrault, we didn't get one. We didn't get one Miami.
That's a little scary. But
Nuggets faux show from Brandon.
I hate to say it's that easy, but I just think if you believe that Denver wins the series, like I do, Denver winning tonight is really important.
Well, but Perrault, they can win the series even if they don't win tonight, right?
Correct. Yes, but then they need to win game 4.
I'm not sure Miami can win this. Well, no, Miami can win the series because if they split, they're still okay.
Yeah.
Wow, we got all Denvers. We didn't get one Miami.
Look, Miami's been on a long road trip, right? They went to Boston, then went to Denver. Maybe some tired legs tonight for Miami. Traveling all over the place.
Said, I'll take one for the team. He says Miami. Rainmaker Lou said Miami. Now, wow. Oh, Eron Sean, I'm sorry. Scrolled past it. Oh, Konowinski Heat. You guys all waited till everyone else said Denver, didn't you?
Then they came in.
See what you're doing.
Then they came in.
Eron Sean.
It's going to be a fun game. I mean, I think we're going to see a really entertaining basketball game tonight, which is good because, I hate the fact that we've gone nights where we had like nothing on last night. So now we have game 3 tonight for the NBA, game 3 tomorrow night for the NHL, game 4 Friday night for the NBA. And then when's game 5 or game 4 for the Stanley Cup? Is it Saturday? Oh, that's good. So there we go. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 4 straight days of playoff championship sports. That's good.
I went on Brommelkamp's show yesterday.
Nice.
Right? And we talked, and he's going to be next to us, and hopefully he's going to come on the show on Friday, and we're going to go on his, et cetera, et cetera. But we set it up, and he goes, I'm going to be there all weekend. Could be there Saturday for if the Knights win Thursday. After we're there watching it and everything. Saturday could be the game Stanley Cup clincher here in Vegas. And if you guys will be here in town, I have no idea what this place is going to be like if the Knights clinch and sweep on Saturday night.
Do you think it's something big?
Oh, I think so. The people will go to the airport, the whole thing. Yes. Yeah.
You do.
Yes. Locals, I think. Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. I don't know if you'll see it like all right, like down on the strip and stuff, because strip is one lane. Tyler, when I finish the show, I'll text you. Stop it. I'm going to come get you. But
I don't know. I really don't know.
What?
If this
it's going to be like ho hum, the first one, Vegas. Oh man,
I don't know. I don't know. I'll be curious. I'll be curious if the place goes nuts. I'm not positive that Vegas goes crazy the way that it would like in a Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, New York, Boston, Chicago. Our people are all spread out.
Oh, Eron Sean's watching the show while he put his 3-year-old down.
Do we have nap time?
Do we have to
nap time?
Yeah, a little nap time. Eron
I don't know. I think they win it here on Tuesday. If they win,
which could also be pretty fun.
Yeah. If they win it, if they win it in Vegas, where you have 20,000 people at the place and they all stream out after winning the darn thing, then I think it gets Looney Tunes. Yes, that I'll agree with.
Where do you think locals will convene? Like to celebrate?
I think you're right at the airport. You have them if they win it and they're on there, they'll go to the airport. But I think if they win it here, the Strip, I think you'll see people go crazy.
Just go down there and whatever.
Yeah, just go nuts. I mean, they're gonna. We've talked about it. If they win, I'm not saying they're going to, but if they do win, the parade route's going to be an incredibly interesting conversation because Vegas is a mess. So where do they host it? How do they host it? Do they do it just at T-Mobile and not do a parade? They just do a celebration. I don't think that would fly.
No.
I think people want to see the guys. They want to have a parade. I still think they find a way to do it on the Strip, and they just close the Strip down. They just say, hey, for these 4 hours, the Strip's closed, and we're going to roll, and, don't go near the Strip for the whole day. Just stay away and have it go from downtown. People have said do it from Vegas sign to Vegas sign, the new one that's up in downtown Vegas to the old one that's now down by the north outlets.
How many miles is that? That's too long.
Is it?
Oh yeah, no, it's like a 2-mile parade route.
That's only like 3 miles. You shut it down, it's only like 3 miles straight. That's not bad.
I don't know, but it's if the Strip was normal, it'd be okay. I just know. I mean,
it's bad. It's not good at all. I can't wait to see what they do. Because you could do it at UNLV. You could do it, on that side of the Strip and then have it kind of snake through and end at UNLV. And
give you credit. You had a good idea with the downtown Summerlin thing. If they could come down like Charleston and turn, and just line people up in front of Red Rock and outside of Red Rock and walk them all the way down from the freeway or just across the freeway and close Charleston, turn right on Town Center and walk them right to the ballpark and 15,000 people in there jam-packed in for the celebration.
At the end, right? Because the Red Sox did. That's what the Red Sox did. They had a whole Duck Bowl parade and they always ended at Fenway. So like if you didn't see the parade,
Yeah.
you saw, the Patriots used to do it where they would have the parade and then go to City Hall, and they would just go do it at City Hall. Like normally
And
the
everybody
parade
was up on
yeah,
that elevated point, and they just put
do your job. That's where do your job came from.
No days off too.
No days off, do your job, all that stuff, came from those chants that were there. So like those are we've seen teams do championships like that. The Royals did that. The Chiefs did that, ending at that big park where they had the draft. They had that big celebration there. So we've seen previous teams, have an end of the parade where fans can gather. If you can't be on the parade route, you can be inside the park. So, but the problem is the ballpark only holds 10 to 15,000. So it's not the biggest of ballparks.
Yeah, that's just for the end. But
right,
and they'll shoot that.
You could have 500,000 people show up. I mean, I don't know how many people are going to show up. We've never done it before.
They did the first Penguin one just down the street, and then they ended it in Point State Park, which is the point where you see. I took actually a picture of the TV today with the point, and there was a place for people to gather. The second one, they walked them right to Three Rivers Stadium, and then they let everybody in the stadium to do the celebration.
Well, that's Allegiant could be the end result. You could do it that way too.
Right.
You have them stop at Allegiant.
Yeah.
And do then you could put 70,000 people into that place.
There ain't 70,000 hockey fans here, but you might be 35.
What do you mean? Oh, I disagree with you.
There's not filling. They're not filling Allegiant Stadium with a parade, people celebration of 70,000. No way.
Okay, I think you're wrong. I think there's a celebration. People
on a Tuesday or a Thursday.
If they do it in the afternoon, all people on the strip, if everybody who's just casually in town want to see the cup, want to go to the celebration, even out of towners would be a part of this. Wouldn't just be Vegas locals.
Maybe.
A lot of people in town. I mean, you do it on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, okay, but if they do it on a Thursday when people are in town, hey, you want to go see the cup parade? Yeah, let's go. We're here. Let's do it. A lot of people will be at that.
Vinny Konowinski said the Hawks in 2010, they had 500,000 people in Grant Park.
Yeah, in one park. I mean, I don't know how many people in Vegas is a small town. Okay, so I'll give you that. We are not Chicago, Philly, Boston, New York, nowhere near. But for the first time ever, free parade,
fun
thing to do. Kids are out of school. I think there's a lot of people who would just say, let's go be a part of history. Say we were there 20 years from now, 30 years from now.
Kendall probably would sleep in and miss it. These kids sleep until 12 o'clock every day now.
Madeline wants to go to the parade, which is really funny. So
you got to go to the parade.
She wants to, which is weird. She asked me, she's like, can we go to the parade? It's like, what? Like, let's win first. We'll talk about that later. But we'll figure out a way to, because I mean, it's just a life thing, it's just a, where were you when type of thing. When you have a chance to kind of look at and do it. So, all right, let's get this before we let go of our friends at Sports Grid. The PGA Tour, I mean, this is unbelievable what happened yesterday.
What's going on?
So Jay Monahan tried to go talk to the golfers yesterday to tell them what was going on.
Yeah.
The only time he got a standing ovation is when somebody stood up and asked for him to be replaced. It's that we want to call a vote and have Jay Monahan be fired. Standing ovation. You had numerous players who I guess were very angry and were very mad at the PGA Tour and at Jay Monahan. And I think they have every right to be, because Jay Monahan
going to say that's justified, no?
It's 100%, because he's bungled not only did he bungle this whole thing, it's amazing because the broadcast partners of the PGA did not know. They were not given a heads up.
Is it possible that that's just the narrative they're putting out to keep plausible deniability, or did they really not know?
I'm saying they really didn't know. I'm going to bank on the side of the number of people who did not know what Rory McIlroy said yesterday at his press conference, that this was all done quickly. This was all done through back channels. This was all done to stop the litigation and to essentially give LIV that a good off-ramp to get out, because the guys who are funding the LIV Tour have no interest in the LIV Tour. They wanted the PGA Tour, and they got their seat at the table, and they took it. So LIV can just go away, and it's going to go away, and they don't care. It was never about the LIV Golf Tour. It was about getting a seat at the PGA Tour on the global golf stage in global sports, and they got it. And now I don't think the broadcast partners were told. But if you're CBS, how pissed are you? Like, you've been out there towing the party line.
Right.
Jim Nantz has been out there pushing back and ignoring live golfers and blah, blah, blah. There's a report out this morning that John Rahm was offered an obscene amount of money to go to Live Tour, and he was really contemplating doing it. And that's what really pushed this over the edge, where it was like, okay, we just need to stop this, because we're going to start to pull at each other and we're going to hurt the game. And they've got the money and they've decided to put it into play on the global golf stage. And the PGA Tour said, okay, fine, we'll take your money.
What's the play in all of this? Like, what is the play?
So the play is this, not to get too far inside school, but the fund that runs, that puts the money into the Live Golf Tour, wants to spend money globally on sports, and people won't take it. So they forced their way. They had to legitimize. And now they've got their foot in the PGA Tour. They've got their foot in soccer. They now have their foot in golf. The next step will be probably basketball. Try to go on the global stage and continue to grow and grow and grow.
NBA?
No, most likely it'll be international basketball first.
Okay.
And then the NBA, but ultimately that's their goal. Yeah. Their goal ultimately is to get, go watch Bryson DeChambeau's interview this morning.
I saw your tweet. I didn't watch it. Is it bad?
It's horrible. He essentially said we need to forgive Saudi Arabia for 9/11. That it was 20. It was.
Wait,
20,
he said that out loud?
Basically, yeah. He did not say the words we need to forgive, but he said the words we need to move on. We need to move on from what happened. And these are different people, different people who are involved in like everyone listen. Like, we're like, wait, what did you just say? Like, it is. I couldn't believe it. Like, our friend Trista tweeted it saying, I can't believe what Bryson DeChambeau just said publicly, that we should forgive Saudi Arabia. And I was like, wait a minute, there's no way he actually said it. And then my friend Ken sent me the video of his appearance this morning. I think it was on the Today Show. And I was like, yep, he really said that. He actually said out loud that we all need to just move on from 9/11. Like, whoa. Like, he tried to couch it with like, I'm a golfer and, these are things I'm not supposed to be talking about and like, blah, blah, blah. But I'm here to talk about golf, but we do need to think about the future and moving on from this and looking at this country. Like, they killed a journalist, like, what, 7, 8 years ago? Like, this is not like that long ago. Like, what are we doing? So Bryson, that's the game.
If you're the golfers, you can't say nothing, right?
Rory yesterday said, I'm the scapegoat. I'm the fall guy. I'm the patsy. I'm the dude that they sent out there to push. And he said it again, I hate live. I will always hate live golf, but live golf's going away. So it's fine. But even they had him saying that for the better of the game, this is, their money is going to help golf stabilize long-term.
Why did they make this deal?
Because they were tired of having.
There has to be something. There has to be skeletons in a closet.
Nope.
They didn't want somebody to see something.
No, I think they were tired of fighting in court, and they were tired of seeing their big players getting yanked away from them. I think they were tired of having the conversation of Cam Smith is gone. How many world number ones, because the money was so ridiculous. I mean, someone comes to you and says, I'm going to fund you for the next 5 generations. Your kids aren't going to need anything for their lives. You build whatever you want to build. We're going to give you $500 million, $1 billion, whatever it is, some stupid amount of money. These guys don't care. Like, it's not a big deal to them. They have an endless supply of money. Whatever they got to pay, they'll pay. And they didn't care about the ratings. They didn't care about attendance. It was all not going right, but they just kept on throwing more and more money at these players. And the PGA Tour was losing that battle. So they were tired of fighting it. And they just said, okay. I mean, Jay Monahan was like, I guess he said like, somebody called him a hypocrite. And he was like, yeah, I mean, I guess I am a hypocrite. Like, but I had to do this. He fell on the sword. But it's I was talking to someone yesterday about this, and they're like, Phil Mickelson won. I'm like, well, look, I don't think anybody really won. They're just a really big loser in this. And the loser is the PGA Tour because they look like complete and total clowns.
It's just strange for how to reverse, completely turn and 180 on everything that you were saying.
And not tell anybody you're doing that.
And and just wake up. Today's the day.
Right. And
the
Rory
week
said
before the US Open.
Hey, by the way,
going to do this with it. Just, I don't understand any of it. We were talking about it with Steve Hennessy from the Golf Channel, or from Golf Digest yesterday with Gabe and Cam, and he was caught off guard with it too. And
nobody found out. The media wasn't known. I mean, it was all clandestine. That's why it happened so fast. I mean, Rory said, I got a call at 6:30 in the morning on the day everybody else found out. Hey, by the way, this is going to come out in a couple of hours. Just let you know. Wait, what? What are you talking about? He's like, I don't know how I'm not supposed to feel like I'm the fall guy. I'm the scapegoat here. Like I went out there and I was the one talking about all of these principles that you were asking a spokesperson to talk about. And I did what you asked me to do. And then you sold me out. You left me out to dry. Like Rory's furious, and I feel for Rory. He's the guy I think that he's like, we need to have a lot of conversations about what happened and how this happened. He's like, I kind of understand why we're doing this, but like the way that it was done is really bad. The PGA Tour, Jay Monahan, they look awful. LIV was going to go away at some point just because it wasn't going to work the way that they wanted it to. But the merger, European government officials and American government officials have already raised their hands about this. There's no guarantee this thing gets done.
Yeah, that's the other thing, right? It's not done.
It's not actually signed. It's a letter. Yeah. It's a letter of understanding that's been signed between these three entities to create. We don't even know what it's called yet because the PGA Tour is not going to be the PGA Tour anymore. That goes away. We're creating a new company. It's going to be a new thing. Like, that's a pretty big deal, right? You're changing. If the NFL suddenly decided to become something else, you'd go like, what are we calling this now?
What are we doing? Yeah. You think
for how many years? 100 years we've had this name. Right. We've gone through this logo. Yeah. We've done all of this stuff. And now we're just going to go, oh yeah, we're changing all that.
Huh? It would be different.
What do you mean we're changing all of that? Oh yeah. We used to be called the PGA Tour. Now we're called the PIV Tour or whatever. Like, it's a PIF tour. I don't know. It's one of the craziest stories that I've seen. And it's like someone's going to do a deep dive. I think you're on the right track as to what happened. Who got to who?
Somebody got to somebody.
Yeah. What was the first call? Who made that call? Who picked up the phone and said, here's what we're going to do? Because we still don't even know how much money LIV is giving the PGA Tour. Like it could be like $100 million a year for the next 30 years. It could be something just like unbelievable that they made them an offer they couldn't refuse. But that's still not going to make people feel okay about it. Because, and Rory said it today, it's about taking the money that they want to invest, the Saudi Arabian fund, they want to invest in golf. We're going to take that money and hopefully put it to good use. It still doesn't change where the money started, which was the whole point of being anti-LIV to begin with.
Yeah, apparently that was all talk. I guess everything.
Well, I think from Jay Monahan, it wasn't from Rory. You could tell that Rory really believed what he was saying.
Yeah. Well,
they just strung him up and left him out there going, okay, you can flap in the breeze by yourself with no help.
I just looked down at the chat. Listen to this.
Yeah.
DJ Hooks. Hey, I'm finally back. I just got out of the hospital. Whoa. I had a pseudo aneurysm and a mini stroke. Collapsed on my way to go DJ a gig. Good times for DJ Hooks now.
Well,
I can't even. I just looked down and read that, and I'm like, and DJ's been around from the beginning of the show and in the chat and putting in tickets in Atlantic City
New England,
and all
right?
this other stuff.
Did it happen in New England?
He's in New Jersey.
Okay.
I believe. DJ, listen, man, I'm glad you're okay. 1, 2, take care of yourself. Health is everything. We're talking about money and Saudi Arabia and
Right.
live and golf and all this other stuff. You ain't got none of it if you ain't got no health. So, geez, I'm glad that I just looked down and I'm trying to catch up with the chat and I stopped on the longer paragraph and I'm like, holy cow. So you got the Brigade backing you too, man. Just everybody's thinking of glad to have you back and watching the show. Glad you're here, period. Wow.
Yeah,
holy
absolutely.
crap.
If you guys want a fun read, go look at and see what's going on right now for Zion Williamson. Oh my gosh.
I thought you meant to look down. I just got the chat. Everybody's at the Circa.
Oh,
as soon as we're done with the show, I'm going to the Circa. Jay Dow, Mikey Awesome, Tyler. I don't know. We finish the show. We'll wrap it up and we'll get down there.
well,
So I can get back and do sports. This is gonna be great.
Holy crap. Everybody's already down there. They're already here.
The first wave.
It's
Yeah,
all gonna
they're
be
here today, and then they're going to be here tomorrow at the show. You
And then
guys
leaving-
got to watch the show tomorrow. Like Roll Call Friday is always a great show, and like
But tomorrow it's
listen,
going to be
every day the numbers are going up, and we can't
Yep.
thank you enough. You guys are coming, you're staying, you're watching. It's awesome. Tomorrow you'll get to see faces that you ain't never seen before. I'm just telling you right now. If you're camera shy, you don't have to be on the show, but if
Right.
you're at the show with us tomorrow and we see you and you're watching the show, you're going to get a headset, a microphone in front of you, at least come on and say something. So you guys tell everybody in the Discord. What's the Discord channel again, Perrault?
bvbshow.com.
Tell them in the Discord. Tell them on the YouTube channel. Tell them on the socials, on the Twitter, wherever, that tomorrow, if you want to see what Tyler looks like or sounds like, Mikey Awesome. I can't wait to see how big this mofo is in person. He keeps sending me the pictures. I mean, he's a big dude, but Alveda's going to be, it's just going to be fun. Got to watch the show tomorrow.
Oh my.
What now?
Just Zion's in a mess right now. Zion Williamson's he's got a very angry female who's literally airing his whole entire life right now on Twitter. Did you see the story yesterday that he's marrying a woman who's pregnant with another guy's child and he's going to be their father? And there's a woman he was with last week who's very upset about this. She's out publishing his tweets or his text messages, his DMs. She's putting it all out there. Oh my, poor Zion. He's in a TMZ is going to have a lot of fun with Zion today.
Oh boy,
he's in big trouble with that. Sports Grid, thank you for being here. We appreciate you guys as always. Tomorrow, live from Circa, it's going to be a lot of fun. Replay tomorrow night, it's going to be a lot of fun. If you guys are live on Twitter or on YouTube, do not move. All right, quick one before we get to Bet It or Book It here. So, do you think there could be a problem in the future when it comes to the fake,
aliens?
No, the fake news stories that are going to pop because of Twitter.
We're gonna discuss this again tomorrow, I think, because we got to get it on the grid. But I saw this, and yes, this has been a problem in life, period. But now the fact that, I mean, I only got on Twitter because I was in the book and going, why are we not getting the injury plays first? Like, how are you guys getting it? And I would ask guys that were betting and syndicates, and I'd be like, where are you getting the injury stuff? The social media, Dave. The Twitter is where I get it, and started following accounts. I'm like, bam, I'm getting it here. And a minute later, I'm getting a play. Like, I saw it before I saw it. So the importance of information can't be underestimated.
Now, I will say this.
Fake shit is bad.
JJ Gruden, who I've had different conversations with at Talking Point, at Talking the Point 5, is the one who is being targeted here by Sports Handle, as he bought the fake tweets to the point where he started to accuse Michael Pittman of throwing a game by putting it out, which was never the case. It was never reported. It was never put there. He just, like, I have my own thoughts on Jay Gruden's son as to, like, him being in the gambling space and what he does and the way he handles himself and blah, blah, blah. He has a platform because of his dad and who his dad is. So he's come into the space. He wants to bet. His dad does his podcast. His dad will come in and talk football with him and blah, blah, blah. So not the stunning of the world to see that, to go like, oh my gosh, that was the guy who got tripped up with this, and Sports Channel grabbed his tweet to say this. But I do
mean, but
think
he could be fake being tripped up, right? Just to get clicks.
maybe, I don't know, possible. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'd put that level of Machiavellian thought to him, to JJ, but I mean, that's sort of a little bit like four-dimensional chess. I'm not positive he's capable of pulling off something like that, but maybe he is. I don't know. So my interaction with him would say that that's not the case, but maybe there's something else he could be playing me too. So that's maybe he the whole thing is a gag. But I do think there's going to be some real questions as we get into this gambling conversation more and more and more about players who are betting and players who are caught betting, because literally everybody right now is going through any player who has been accused of gambling and or admitted to gambling on an NFL game and have either been suspended or pending suspension or getting fired, getting cut, whatever. Everyone's looking for the play that they can have the I got you play. I'm like, there it is. Everyone is looking for that. And I think that's going to happen more and more as guys' names surfaces. Those are the questions I've got about accusations that probably can't be proven, because it's basically Michael Pittman dropping a ball, which he could have dropped. It was a bad drop. But the accusation is, what happens if Michael Pittman dropped this ball on purpose?
Furman said it the other day in a tweet, and I answered him and agreed basically with the GIF. I'm so annoyed with that automatic leap that people make in the space or in books. I mean, I've listened to this shit for years here.
Right.
Oh, I mean, they literally used to yell at us behind the counter and stuff. You guys, the fix is in. He's in on it. They fixed it. Stop. Nobody cares about your bets. None of those guys care about your bets or what happened according to the betting line. This is their livelihood. They're playing a sport. God forbid we get a level of fix or something like the gambling Black Sox of 1919. If it ever comes out like that, then it's really bad. Now, I can't say that I know it never happens, because I'm sure on some level of stuff, we see these reports that are coming out now about tennis matches being fixed, and individual sport things I think are way easier to do. But my God, enough with the bullshit. The guy's not dropping passes in the NFL because of bets. It's not happening.
Fair. One quick one before Better to Book It. Do you think the Yankee game tonight will get played?
No. Talked to Meadow Matt and said in New York. I mean, he went to work to, at Sports Grid downtown New York. He's wearing a mask. He said that it's like nighttime.
Someone just sent me the picture of what Yankee Stadium looks like right now, and it's absolutely scary.
It's alarming. Like, we've gotten the wildfire smoke here.
Yeah.
And it's bad, but it's spread out and wide open. That stuff happens there in that metro New York.
You guys can see that, but that's the orange is the sky.
Hold it up a little closer. Can you get a little closer? Yeah.
Look at the sky.
Yeah. That's a movie shot. That don't even make sense.
That's Yankee Stadium.
Oh, it's already postponed.
Okay. All right. Okay.
They're postponing Yankees and Philly games because of the wildfire.
Okay.
There you go. Thanks, Floodhouse.
Appreciate it. I was like, there's no way that game gets played. Like,
no way.
There's no way that game gets played.
You can't sit outside in that.
Yeah.
In that
or ask the crowd to come in. Yeah.
Right.
What
bothers you with the wildfire smoke more? Is it the smoke and the eye, the nose and the breathing, or is it the eyes?
Breathing. For me.
I can't see. I literally, when it's like that, I can't. It
hurts my lungs. I can't breathe. It hurts my eyes, but I can deal with it. It's the breathing. It's the problem.
Oh,
your lungs burn when you're outside like that.
I don't like it. Yeah,
Sucks.
It's bad. I just it kills my eyes. I literally can't see.
No fun. Better to book it time before we run on a Wednesday. I'm going
Slice. I just got the text from Home Slice Tyler.
We're coming.
We're finishing the show right now. Relax.
First half under 110. Game 3 tonight. Better to book it.
Bet it. I like the game under better, but this is good. I get nervous with these first halves.
I'm just worried about Spoelstra making the adjustment at halftime.
Ah.
I think I get the best effort defensively out of Denver in the first half, and then Spoelstra makes a switch, changes things up in the second half, and I'm concerned that the game will go over because of the change. Pace picks up.
I'm kind of thinking like it's not loose and stuff, but the screws really tight in the second half.
Possibly.
So if you like first half under, I think that's why I like game under.
Okay. So we'll go over both first half and game under. Okay. I can see both. For the game, I'm betting the Nuggets -2.5.
Wow. What does this say? C-Mac Tray 4. I'm in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I made it down. It made it down here. The smoke made it to North Carolina, Perrault?
Uh-huh.
What the hell's going on over there? Geez, guys, stay safe. That's
people laughed, not to go, Al Gore said this 20 years ago, just FYI.
They're getting wildfires out east.
Everything that's happening in the world was predicted by people who talked about why our globe is warming. I have no idea, but they said, get ready for our weather to change. Climate change is here. We're going to see floods, fires, weird temperatures, heat waves, droughts, more rain. It's 60. It was 62 degrees in Vegas today.
I know, in June.
In June.
It ain't going to start snowing here in the winter, is it? I
have no idea. It might. I mean, who knows? Things are changing dramatically.
Snow 1 day or 2 days.
Dry, big fires, horrible. I mean, it's been this since I have moved here the last 2 years. I have seen nothing but weird weather in Vegas.
We had the wettest winter I've ever had. I've been here 20. I ain't seen a winter like that.
So you can just tell me what's going on, but there's smoke from Canada making its way down to North Carolina.
The smoke is in Cleveland too, JC from KC said.
So the whole entire
what the hell's going on?
East Coast, the entire Eastern Standard Time area, basically.
What's the next bet?
You like betting or book it? Nuggets or Heat? Laying 2.5.
Book it. I like Heat. I'm Heat tonight.
I like Nuggets tonight.
All right.
And then finally, Marlins run line tonight up
against. They didn't win yesterday?
Yes. They've won both games on the run line so far. Worst pitcher in baseball goes today. Jordan Lyles, 0-9. Road ERA of over 9. 0-5.
Bet it.
Marlins have been cruising and crushing.
It's coming up in an hour. 3 o'clock Pacific start. Get your bets in. 6 o'clock Eastern. That's a good thing. Yep.
Favorite thing about today is what?
Easy. Well, it was going to be that the guys are all here, and like we're gonna get a little pre-show briefly. I'm going to go down and say hello, and then I think we're doing birthday dinner tonight with Kelsey because we were in. I was back east with brother Doug, and then
number 20. How old?
She's 18.
18. Okay.
Yeah. So this is her May 20th was her birthday, but we didn't get a chance to do the dinner. So I just got a text while we're doing the show. Can you do birthday dinner tonight? Because they were going to plan it for tomorrow. I said, I'm out. No birthday dinner tomorrow. We got a lot of stuff we got to take care of tomorrow. So it was going to be my favorite thing about today was everybody's coming in the pre-show show. But to be honest, my favorite thing about today is that coffee didn't get that computer because it would have had an absolute complete shit show meltdown on your part because you were close to snapping.
Oh, I was there. I was on the edge.
Yes. I got the tail end. I didn't see right.
You didn't see the full.
I didn't see the full bore, so that's good.
It was close. It was close to being that moment of.
So we're breathing.
Oh yeah,
computer's
I feel
working.
great. I feel like I have a second lease of life. I'm good to go. The universe. We made it 2 hours with this thing. It didn't shut off.
Can we make it a rule that you ain't bringing nothing in there without a lid ever again?
This is water and capped. Is it?
That you're like the kids. Nothing without a lid or anything breakable does not go up the stairs. You downstairs. Nothing.
Yeah, fair. Now at least for the next whatever. I'm gonna post the show. I'm gonna cut the clips. I'm gonna put that out, and then I'm shutting the computer down.
Shutting everything down
to the juice tonight, and that's it. It won't be touched until tonight, and then we're done. Okay, I'm not going to go near it. We're not going to do anything about it. It's going to be done, and then let it dry out, clean out, whatever it needs to do, and then we should be good to go for tomorrow. So, in conclusion, my favorite thing about today is that tomorrow we get to hang out with the Brigade for the first time. We're going to Circa. We're outside. He's doing the show. We're going to be at a cabana. We're there for 2 days. It's going to be great. It's a cathartic release. I am in the middle of this craziness of 51 days of kicking my own ass. And I am looking forward to just laughing and having a good time. I wish I could drink with you guys, but I can't. So, but I'm going to do everything I can to just make it fun. We're going to sign up Tyler. We're going to have our first ever Brigade proxy service client, which is going to break ground on that. So that's going to be super fun to get going with that. And then we're going to have an opportunity to do more stuff with you guys. And again, if you're coming to town this weekend or in the weekends, really any day, at Brigade Proxy or any other way of getting in contact with us, askthebvb@gmail.com. We have a new email address starting, which we'll have an announcement on that later. Phone number that we'll have an announcement on that later after the live shows. We'll tell you all about that stuff coming up for next week. But we're looking forward to meeting you guys, seeing you guys, helping you either with the contest or just hanging out and having a good time tomorrow for what was supposed to have been a football show, but will be a hockey show tomorrow. For the Golden Knights watch party.
We'll get to
at
the football.
Circa Sports. We'll get to the football just a little bit. He's Dave. I'm Matt. We'll talk to you tomorrow live from Circa Sports.